Hi, welcome to David Boles' Human Meme. In this podcast, we're going to discuss allegiance and justice and the work of craft. Liberty is freedom. We do what we want, when we want, within certain frames of behavior and expectation. We value our liberty. We fought for it ourselves, for others, and on foreign lands, all to ensure their liberty and ours. We tend to take liberty for granted, always at our own peril. Character matters in discovery of the self among others. Character is the moral method of us. How do we behave in private when we are alone? Is our properly tended character public or private or both? We cannot enjoy or share justice if we are without moral character ourselves. Allegiance, devotion, loyalty to a cause, expectation from a sovereign nation. You serve the land and the lordship, and the system of governing provides for you rewards for your blind participation. To do otherwise is to betray and to beg off goodness. We have an allegiance first to each other, to fend off the threats to our greater homeland. How does allegiance and justice apply when it comes to the aesthetic life and the work of craft? Where do these memes intersect, come home to play, in the work, outside the work, of the mind, in the mind of those who choose to create things as mortals and not as gods? Does only the work matter? Or does the person behind it matter as well? Can we disconnect the person from the end result? Is the artist a wife beater, a husband betrayer, a misogynist, cheater in all things sexual and hopeful and lucky? Unfaithful to the root of the self? Does the person hate dogs? Do we judge these rivulets of character in analysis of the talent or not? I used to think for many years not. Only the result mattered. How we got there, dirty, filthy process, we look the other way. Only what lands on the page or canvas or eye should matter. However, now, with the uncomfortable public rise of accusations against superstars like Bill Cosby and Woody Allen and Joe Paterno, Roman Polanski, and many others, how can we not today include the character of allegiance of the person doing the creating? I argue now the before and after also matters. Oh, I didn't know. I worked with that person before all these peccadillos and problems were known. Okay, perhaps it was known in a small, insular circle, but not really publicly known. Maybe you are forgiven for not knowing. But now, today, the moral failings of certain artists is well known and documented and has also been arbitrated in court. It is all on the public record, and now it should matter. So, I didn't know, now needs to change to this. Oh, well, now that I know, I will not work with that person because they are a failure of moral allegiance and human justice. Now, that's a powerful position that few people in Hollywood or Broadway, beyond, are willing to tackle. But we must take that hard position. The humanity behind the matter of the craft is vitally important to the propagation of any and all unblind allegiances. And so we are left forlorn and incredulous in the lack of faith in expectation. We mourn the indelicate loss of the untriumphant sycophant who lives only for their own fame, morality, and mortality. Be danged. We cannot divorce the public from the private. We cannot and shall not respect the work while being reviled by the person. That is a disconnect too wide and too deep to cross, and we are seeing that ravening in our political candidates today, who hope to craft their dark arts among us, and who think we won't notice and won't play along. But words are not enough. Works alone do not sustain us. Everything counts. It all matters. Nothing is discarded. We now know the whole of you, and we are disgusted. We are disgusted because you are so like us. The unraveling of character begins slowly and often with one's own words. Look at the life of famous poet Robert Frost and his works and the deficits of, not in, of his moral character when it came to family and women and belonging. He was broken and splintered. And yet he still endures today. But should we still revere the man, or only respect the works? Be wary of what you know and what you think you want to know. The truth not only hurts, it disgusts. And so we must be made aware of this moral judging of justice that is unlimited and unrefined. And our works and behaviors and acts will follow us far beyond the grave, because that's the deal with the devil we've all made in search of immortality via our craft. We are imperfect humans with unbecoming desires, and if we want to sustain the stratum of us, we owe more than our human soul. We also owe the allegiance of the mind and the justice of the body. Thank you for joining me. Be a human means